Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Listing Launchpad Director's Cut, presented by Beth Trevor Group. Today, we have a very, very special listing for you. And I have been around this state like quite a lot. Like, I've driven around a lot of different places that normal people don't go to. And I thought I knew Duval, but this took me to like this fascinating other side of Duval that I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is like vacation paradise. So we're talking about 32435 Northeast 202nd Street in Duval, MLS number 2211783. And I am so excited to share this with you. And we are going to bring on, well, actually, no, before we bring on Beth, I have to give you the good old disclosure. All information discussed on this video is intended for entertainment purposes only. All reasonable efforts have been made to ensure the accuracy of the content of this video at the time of preparation. Information presented is believed to be reliable, but is subject to change at any time without notice. So basically, just do your due diligence, right? You can't come back and say, oh, you said that on the video. This is for entertainment purposes only, right? So DuvalLakeHome.com is where you're going to be able to find this listing. And without a further ado, let me bring on Beth. How are you, Beth?
Hi there, Jay. Hey, doing great. Good to be here.
I,
Happy to
I,
talk
I
about this listing.
Absolutely. I got to tell you, like, as I was driving, like, I saw the address. I'm like, Duval. Like, I know Duval, right? Like, I know
Yeah.
Duval enough to know how to say Duval, right?
Yeah.
But then it led me to, like, this area, like, I've never been to. And I had no idea that existed. And it literally made me feel like it was like a vacation getaway, sort of.
Yeah, it really does feel like vacation but it's close to Duval, but you can drive a little bit down the road and you're in this little lake paradise community out there. It's called Lake Margaret, and it's one of the lesser known lakes in King County up in the northeast corner, back in the foothills behind Duval. And it's really, really private back there. It's a tight knit community of houses around this quiet, non motorized lake. And this house, I helped these folks purchase this house a few years back, and they've loved living there. It's just, you can see this is one of the bigger lots on the lake. Um, it's not crowded in like a lot of lake lots tend to be narrow and skinny. And this one's been completely remodeled. It was rebuilt. The tax records show it rebuilt with an effective year 2019. And you can see that it feels almost like new construction the way it's been completely remodeled. Look at that beautiful setting.
I definitely did feel that when I walked into it. I mean, it definitely felt like a new build, and I just love the fact that like that driveway just going in, like so much space. And
Yeah.
me being a selfish photographer, I'm like, oh, I always want to find places to park, but so much space in the driveway and like walking around this lot was really really joyful for me.
Yeah. It is really special. The trails, the trees, it's just magical. It's hard to describe. You can see a bit in the photos here, and we have a video that's with the listing. It's going to be open both days this weekend, so if people want to come experience it for themselves, I would suggest they do. And you can see there where the house is on the lake, and it's just a really, really special place with good feelings there. It just feels good to be there. It feels relaxing.
Absolutely. Is the community made up like I when I drove by, I saw like a couple of signs where it said, this is so and so's family's vacation homes and things like that. Is there like a
Yeah.
good mix of, residents that actually live there as well
I
as like
think
vacation?
historically it's been was maybe originally more a second home community, but as time goes on, it's more primary residences now than
Especially
vacation.
since especially since Duval started to like really develop as like a
Yeah.
primary resident place for, people that work in Redmond, maybe even Bellevue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it has good internet out there too. So that's something that some of these places, if anyone's too very experienced with these off the beaten path locations, sometimes you can't get fast internet. But this one
Mm,
has fast internet through a company called Astound.
okay.
And here, I love that photo. You can see the decks there. So those decks are huge, and it wraps around the side of the house.
That's the thing that I loved about this house is the wraparound deck, but then you have like what is it, four different entry point and
Yeah,
exit point like to the deck.
yeah.
Like it was massive.
Yes, you'll see in one of these other photos here that it goes around the side to the kitchen side.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little dock there. You can take your boat out for fishing, or you can paddleboard. Everything you can do right there. There's a
By the
fire
way,
pit.
the paddleboard that was hanging on the deck, like does that come with the house?
Unfortunately, not, but
Okay.
we can figure something out if somebody
There you
really
go.
wants a paddleboard. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice new
All
driveway. Like
right.
you mentioned, there's a lot of parking there. So if you had a
Mm-hmm.
boat you wanted to park there, or an RV, or just extra parking,
Right. And we have a
plenty of
little
room for
we have a
that.
little special like a guest suite sort of kind of like attached in that garage area
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we'll get to that too. So that's nice for if you want to work from home in a separate place, or if you
Right.
want to have a space for guests to stay that is close, but not necessarily sharing the exact same space. So just it
Right.
provides extra options here. So this is the far end of the lot. You can see how big this is,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
then there's the
I'll
yeah,
just mention that for our viewers, like typically we go through the outside and then we go inside. You notice I've been flipping through outside photos for quite a bit. Like
yeah,
that means I had to spend a good amount of like
yeah,
time outside because it was big as well as there was just a lot to see.
right, yeah. And you
So
can just see how
here,
everything just seems so thoughtfully done, the way those walkways. I like how they kind of have an artistic curve to them. So
right,
walking around the house, it just has this pretty look, and
right.
nice paint and siding on the outside, newer windows, metal roof. It's just a really well
I
thought.
call it has a good flow. Like house has a good
Yes,
flow.
yeah. It's one level too.
Yep.
So all the living space on one level, no stairs. Then you
Yep.
have
So
this.
these were taken like me actually at the water level,
Mhm.
and you can see like it's just gorgeous view down there.
Yeah, and the evergreen trees are limbed up so you can see out from the house toward the
Hmm.
lake.
If someone had like a little boat, like could they like actually leave it right there where that dock is?
You
You know
can.
those non-motorized like rowing
Hmm.
boat or something like that.
I don't see why not. I
Gotcha.
think you could.
Okay. All
The
right.
water
So
level is
we
going to
are
rise and fall, so you want to make
okay.
sure there's enough water there for it. But yeah,
Got it. Got it. So you can
that's
access the
normal with
back
everything.
directly from the deck as well as
Hmm.
like around the house. There's a
Yeah,
path.
yeah. Hmm. So
All
now we're
right.
going
So
in the
now we're
house.
inside. Yep.
So you can see it's all refreshed with flooring, paint, trim. I love how it's all open. This space here just
Mm-hmm.
is a big, almost great room kind of space. The living room has the fireplace there, super cozy. And then the
And you're
kitchen,
basically
yeah,
surrounded by windows.
surrounded by windows. So it's a lot of light in there. And you can see the whole interior is just bright and cheerful. And that's a door to the deck there off the behind that sofa there out to
Mm-hmm.
the deck, and then there's
Yep.
another one off the kitchen. Like you said, there's I think four doors to the deck.
I think the one from the dining area, one from the kitchen, and there's actually two doors from the one from the living room, and then one from the dining, and one from the primary.
Yeah, yeah. So you can just open everything up to the
Exactly.
forest and the lake. It's
Like
really
the
really nice.
airflow in this house is amazing.
Oh yeah, and I can
So
imagine
here
in the
we are.
summer just opening it all up, just how peaceful that
Right.
would be.
Exactly.
And so it has
Exactly.
quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, tons of counter space, and storage. And another thing I love is there's a bay window. Again, everything's oriented toward the view, so you can just
Mm-hmm.
you can be in there working and just looking out at your beautiful grounds and then the water beyond.
I was just gonna say, like, with that view from the sink, I would do the dishes like every night,
Right.
except
It
for when
makes
it's raining.
those chores a lot easy, a lot more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really well designed. I love that breakfast bar. It's huge. You know, it has four big stools and then the waterfall counter that goes down the side there. I love this shot here. It shows the dining room
I,
with that pretty
I love that light
fixture that looks
fixture.
like a branch. Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
So there you see the door access to the deck again.
Yeah.
So here's the view. You can kind of
Mhm.
like
You can see it through the trees
just
there.
so people know, like human eyes are so much better than anything that the camera can give you. So when you actually go to see the house, whether it's private showing or open house, like you'll see that the view is amazing.
Yeah, I've noticed that sometimes certain views will look smaller in the
Right,
photos,
right,
especially of
right.
mountains or things that are in the distance. For some reason, just don't look
Exactly.
at. I mean, you're near in person, it hits you a lot more.
Right. Yeah, this
Shout
house
out
for
to
me, this house
I
for
need.
me was, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna before I forget. I need to give an important shout out to First Impression Staging and Design
There we
and
go.
Catherine and her team that did the staging for this house. So thank you, team.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
sorry, you were gonna say?
Like this house for me being it, you know, it's just one level and whatnot. Like it's smaller than like a typical house that we would typically do. But then I
Mhm.
found myself taking just as many photos because it has so many
Yeah.
like good angles and
Mhm.
views from everywhere. So
Yeah.
you'll find that it's a very fascinating place.
Yeah, it is. And so this is the primary, and you can see how those doors open onto the deck, the same deck. So
Mm-hmm.
it'd be great for entertaining, having parties out there on the deck, I can imagine, or just hanging out there and just having a relaxing morning with your coffee or whatever
Oh,
you
that
like
would
to
be
do.
so
Look at
awesome.
that. That's a
Yeah,
great
I
there.
love the shot. Yep.
Walk-in closet. It's three bedrooms total. The one that looks like an office was the first bedroom. This is the
Right.
primary bath here. Had some updated tile. In fact, it's all been, everything is updated here. There's their closet, the big closet.
I mean, our big thing is always like, you know, making it move-in ready as much as possible, and this
Hmm.
is exactly that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is looking from the deck side into that
Mm-hmm.
bedroom. And this is the third bedroom here. And they're all good sized rooms.
Do you know if like community allows for like short-term rentals and things?
I believe so. Somebody would need to verify for themselves, but I don't
Right,
believe
right, right, right. I
it's
mean, because
unincorporated King County, and I do believe it is allowed there. I don't know if
this
there's any
could,
CCNRs that would prohibit that,
right.
but
So here, this is the guest suite kind of off of that garage.
yeah, and so if that door there, you see that frame that could be opened
Yep.
up if somebody wanted to open it up to the garage. It's
Correct.
designed to be flexible. So
Right.
it's got this little space here, perfect for work from home or guests, or it could
Yep.
even just be an accessory, just hangout spot if somebody needed an extra space.
Right. And you know me, every house I go to, I'm like, oh, where would I make my studio? Like this
Yeah,
would be a perfect studio
this would
space.
be the studio here. Yeah. And it has that tiny little, I don't know if you got a photo of it, but that little, the most compact
The
kitchen that ever
the
existed.
kitchenette, right? Yep.
Yeah, I had that in my first house down in the basement. And it's beautiful because it's got the fridge down below and the sink up top and then two burners right next to it. It's like, boom, there you go.
It's
So
jam packed. Like
mhm.
it'll get the job done for sure.
It's about as efficient as it could possibly be.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So what do you what would what's the appeal? Like who people that are gonna come see this house? Like what type of home or community like are they looking for in your opinion?
I would imagine it would be somebody who wants to be close to the action, but also, I mean, they want to have, be accessible to the action, but they want to have a more peaceful rural setting. And this has that. And I think also maybe somebody who just wants to move right in and start enjoying, and somebody who may appreciate being close to trails and the walkability of that neighborhood. It's great. You can walk around the lake. There's hiking trails very close by. And then if you want to be able, you can zip into Duval and beyond in minutes, but just have that far away feeling. So it could be somebody who maybe works from home part time. The one level makes it good for people that might have challenges navigating stairs. So it really does a lot of different possibilities for people that might enjoy living there. So I
Absolutely.
personally really appreciate um, the secluded setting, but proximity to bigger towns.
There's a lot of similarity with like Duval, like this location versus
Mhm.
sort of like some of the locations in Fall City too, because there's
Yeah, I
areas
mean,
in
I
Fall
could
City that
describe
feels
Fall City a
exactly the
lot the
same.
same way. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Absolutely. How have you seen Duval kind of develop into like this, more populated area in the last 2, 3 years?
Oh, well, you can see when you drive through the downtown area of Duval, what has this charming shopping district with the restaurants and shops and everything like that. But then there's been a lot of development going on in town too. There's been a lot of new construction there happening over the past handful of years, and you can see that growing up and becoming a bigger city. But it is also very commutable. A lot of people that live in Duval, they often drive across the valley and go over to, say, Redmond for work. So, but then again,
Absolutely.
with more people working from home, it's had even greater appeal for people that don't necessarily need to drive. You can drive to Bellevue, etc., but you don't have to. You can just
Right.
enjoy this setting every day. That's a cool shot there.
Yeah,
Showing
I
those
just looked
trees.
up and I was
Yeah,
like, oh, this is kind of cool.
I like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Beautifully
awesome. All right.
done as always.
What's
Yeah.
happening? What's happening with the open house?
Yeah, so we're doing an open house on Saturday and Sunday. Check for times. I believe it's 12 to 2 each day. It's on the market today. We just launched it this morning. This being Thursday, March 21st that we're filming this.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's ready to go. Feel free to reach out to your agent or to us or stop by our open house if you'd like to take a look.
I love it. I love it. You have to go see this. Like, if anything, like it'll be such a soothing drive. But once you get there, like just the sound of nature, surrounded by trees. Like
So
I
quiet.
just, I had a really nice time just like walking around and taking pictures. And sometimes it's not fair because I get paid to do the thing that like a lot of people would just do
Yeah.
as a hobby. So,
It really feeds
always,
the soul that this property it
absolutely,
yeah. So I would encourage anyone just yeah, if you just wanted to just have a nice excursion for the day to come check it out, highly recommend
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I know you've got a jam-packed day, a whole bunch of stuff going on today as well as like in the next few weeks. Beth, thank you always for your time. And we can't wait to get you back probably next week for another one. So everyone, DuvalLakeHome.com. Make sure you go check it out. 32435 Northeast 202nd Street in Duval, MLS number 2211783. And if you have any questions, reach out to Beth at 206-931-4493. And until next listing, we'll see you soon. Take care.